Today's video was requested by Crabtree, who's one of my subscribers. She wanted me to show her niece how we used the clay pot to cook different foods in the traditional African homestead. It's been a while since I used the traditional pot. I really looked for it. I found it somewhere in the barn. So I'll start by cleaning it thoroughly before we get cooking. The traditional pot cooks very soft and tasty foods. I don't know why I forgot mine, but with this reminder, I'm just on again. Thank you, Crabtree, for reminding me about my cooking pot. The clay pots are very delicate. They break so easily, so always handle with care if you have any. This is our dirty kitchen. We recently gave it a facelift. We had the walls plastered and the floor too. Most dirty kitchens are part of the main house, but ours is detached. So the other side of it is the barn, and this is where we cook, and the last compartment is where the chickens sleep. I couldn't get a photo of the kitchen before this renovation, but it is a major transformation. It looks really nice from what we had before. I will now light the fire using firewood. Traditionally, we used the 3-stone burner, but we have a modified one, which is called the improved jiko. It uses just a few pieces of wood, so it's more economical than the 3 stones. My fire is lit. I will now place the pot on the jiko and let the water boil as I go fetch the vegetables and flowers to cook. I'll be cooking a vegetable called the African cabbage. Here we call it saga. In my mother tongue, we call it dek. I just stopped over to admire my passion fruits. They are doing amazing. Both the leaves and the flowers of the African cabbage are edible. It is a vegetable with a very strong scent while cooking and a bitter taste. Usually we don't cook it on its own. We mix it with other vegetables to reduce the bitter taste. I will mix mine with some amaranth and kale. This year my African cabbage didn't do so well. I don't have so many leaves or so many plants. Most of them didn't grow. So I might just have to replant in a different part of the garden. I don't know what really went wrong, but most of the leaves are turning yellow, and I think it's too early for that. I I will now wash them under running water before we go cooking. This is the point where we remove the very tough stems of the leaves of the kale, and then we are left with the soft part of the leaf. The water is boiling. It's now time to put in the vegetables. Remember, we don't cut them up, we put them whole. Did I mention the African cabbage is also used as medicine for stomach problems like indigestion or any other stomach issues? Now you know. I will now cover and let it cook slowly over about 3 hours. There's never a rush in cooking such vegetables. I'm going to make this recipe as traditional as possible. So in the traditional African society, we did not have the bulb onions or the red onions, so they always used the green onions. I've harvested some which we are going to use to fry the vegetables. So this is what the vegetable looks like when it's fully cooked. It's turned to something between green and brown. Let's fry it. Once the onions are fried, we are going to add the vegetables. They are still whole but so soft. Using a wooden spoon, I'm going to break the pieces by, do you call this pounding? Whatever. The large pieces are broken and the vegetable is now very fine. So we are going to add milk and let it cook for a while before it's ready to eat. Traditionally, they did not use oil to cook. They used ghee. I didn't have ghee, so I replaced that bit with the oil. But if you have ghee, you can always even add after pouring in the milk. This vegetable tastes best with ghee. So if you have ghee, use it. My African cabbage is ready to eat. I hope you enjoyed this video and the vegetables. See you in the next.